Most Shopify brands right now who are running 7, 8 figure brands are quietly getting in trouble and they may not even know why or what is actually happening at this time. Some of you may already know that ad costs are increasing, margins are decreasing, and people are still continuing to pour money into meta ads like it was 2019. This may also include Google ads or TikTok ads or other channels that have traditionally done very, very well, but the landscape seems to be changing. And what people aren't really talking about is the fact that in 2026, growing your brand online is just not the same anymore. It's not about spending more money on ads. You've got to do things and approach things a little bit differently. And so, as you may already know, the problem right now is that ad costs have jumped 60% in just the last 5 years, not to mention the years before that. As we know, iOS really changed the privacy permissions and access for brands to get access to customers. This really made a big impact on the brands. But over the last 5 years, we've had a 60% change in the price and in the cost per acquisition. And so when it comes to actually tracking your customers and finding your customers, it's becoming a lot harder and harder. And we know that there's the evolution of AI, and that's going to play an important role in being able to have data inputs and data tracking within your business to be able to identify your customers. But at the end of the day, it's getting a lot more expensive. And so driving your business through new customer acquisition is becoming more and more challenging. And so we have to think about a different way to approach this. While it still may be important to move forward with our new customer acquisition, we're still spending like we were before. And often you're probably experiencing, if you're the same as some of the brands that I've spoken to, is that we can't figure out how to get our prices down on our cost per acquisition. We can't figure out how to acquire new customers at a positive ROI or a profitable ROI where it actually makes sense for the business. And so what happens is I've seen this snowball effect happen too many times with brands where they'll cut back on costs to help with the business, but then the things they cut back on are actually driving the business forward and getting the sales they are. And so it's this endless loop of pulling back resources, the business then doesn't get as much traffic, the growth goes down. They do the same thing over and over and over again to the point where revenue is 2, 3, 4x less than it was a year ago. And this is a real big problem because there isn't enough infrastructure put in place to focus on the aspects of the business that actually are more important right now than focusing on the front end of the business, which is still a critical component, but it's changed. You got to look at this a little bit different way. So most of your customers, they do never come back. And that's where the money is going, right? Where you have new customers come in. And if you're not nurturing them correctly, then that's what's going to happen is all your money and all the extra LTV and the additional purchases are going to drop off if you don't have the back end dialed in. So only about 27 to 30% of customers buy a second time. 70% of them just buy once and they're completely done buying from you. That's a pretty important statistic because if you can get a higher customer return rate, right, it's going to enable you to make more from the customer and therefore make the business more profitable. And so getting a new customer costs 5 to 25 times more than getting an existing one to buy again. So where would you rather put your resources? Would you rather put your resource in something that can be a higher likelihood that they'll purchase again or a lower likelihood? And the truth is that the decision that's being made right now is focusing on those new customers that make it's even harder to acquire them than it is to sell an existing customer again. And so when we look at our resources across brands and when I have conversations with these other brand owners, it seems to be that all the focus is on the front end, all the focus is on new customers, all the focus is on how do we get our cost per acquisition down? Fair question, but the existing customers are more important. There's a lot more that we can do to basically help to sell them on new products or additional products, upsells, downsells, things like that. The average retention is only about 30%. So you're leaving so much money on the table here. I mean, imagine if your business made a third more revenue without even having to increase your spending, right? That's a big deal. That's a huge deal for a lot of brands. So with the acquisition costs rising and the margins going down, we have to think about this like a treadmill, right? If you're running on a treadmill and you're on a walking pace, right, with a flat elevation, it's a lot easier to walk on. But as the elevation increases over time, up and up and up, it's harder to walk up to the point where you're going to have to stop because you're too tired to keep going. And that's where a lot of businesses get put in a position where they feel like they have to keep walking uphill because they're either, loaning money, they might be in debt, They might be really working slim on margin, trying to push new customers, and they're fighting this uphill battle. But really, like, well, everything can be changed when they realize that there's a whole nother treadmill they can get on and they can walk again, right? And they don't need to increase the elevation. And that part is done with the retention piece of it, the back end, the LTV, and focusing on how do we get existing customers to purchase from us again and again and again. Chasing new customers is very expensive, and it's only going to get worse. Most brands skip thinking about how do we put the infrastructure in place for our retention? How do we improve the existing customers' repurchase rate, right? And the brands that are growing in 2026 and that will continue to grow aren't necessarily spending more money on their front end advertising costs. They're investing in their back end. They're investing in programs like loyalty programs or point-based programs to help them maximize their existing customers and their list, where people are more engaged anyway. People want the brand to interact with them. They want to purchase more products. They want to get involved. If you build those good relationships with them and you have very personalized journeys throughout that back end, you want to make your existing customers worth more. Make your existing customers worth more and your business will be more profitable. And loyalty programs flip the growth model. The typical growth model will look like we need more ad spend to drive more new customers over time. So then those new customers will then become resubscribers, or they may get on a monthly subscription, or they may buy from you again, LTV down the road. But this allows you to turn repeat customers into the cheapest acquisition channel through referrals. So think about this, right? Like if you're thinking about new customers and you want new customers, what better place to ask your existing customers and motivate them to then go ask their friends and family if they want to buy the product, right? And incentivizing them appropriately, where the people who love your product and your brand, they want to talk to their friends and family about it because the product is really good. So again, prerequisite is having a great product. That's very, very important. But this is your cheapest acquisition channel because all you have to do is offer them points, offer them a small discount or something, and that's what you're paying to acquire a new person. That's why customer referrals work so well within the e-commerce business model, because if you can do it right, it's really, really cheap acquisition. And they trust their friend or family, right? So it's easier to acquire them. Existing customers spend way more when you give them a reason to come back. And that's what the loyalty program does. It flips that on its head. Improving retention by just 5% can increase your profits by 25 to 95%, right? If we can do that, then that's game changing for the business. It's not changing our ROI or our ROAS from, say, 2.5 to 2.6, which is still good, right? 2.7, 2.8, maybe 3. But improving our retention, increase our profitability because we don't have to spend more to get there, right? We don't have to figure out how we can optimize our ads. And, while important, let's kind of optimize the existing traffic we're already getting to squeeze more out of that traffic. This is what we need to focus on. This is the opportunity here in 2026. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, okay, I need to actually build this retention infrastructure. This is really, really important. Here's where you need to start. So click the link in the description and you can set up a Smile account completely free. You get your first 200 orders a month at no cost, and it takes about 10 minutes to get a points program or a referral program live on your store. There's absolutely no reason not to test it. And one of the things that I love about Smile is that you're not starting from scratch. There's plenty of loyalty programs that you can model after. There's about 100,000 different programs you can model after for 148 countries, which means that you get access to data on what actually works in your industry. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you. Check out this video next that will walk you through how to actually set this up, and I'll see you in the next one.